After I ran from the library, a full week became my self-imposed exile. I dodged Min-jun in hallways, ducked behind lampposts, and developed an uncanny ability to merge with large groups of tourists. My heart was a chaotic mess of regret, longing, and a terrifying certainty that I had ruined everything. But fate, or perhaps just the sheer awkwardness of a small university campus, had other plans. It was Friday night, and I'd reluctantly agreed to a Korean BBQ dinner with Lars and a few other international students. I was trying to immerse myself, after all, despite my broken heart. The restaurant was loud, smoky, and vibrant, exactly the kind of place I usually loved. Then I saw him. Min-jun. He was at a table across the room. Ji-woo and Hannah, and another guy I didn't recognize. A handsome guy laughing easily, leaning in close as Min-jun smiled, a genuine, relaxed smile I hadn't seen directed at me since before my disastrous confession. They were sharing food, clinking soju glasses, the light catching Min-jun's dark hair as he tilted his head back in laughter. Something hot and ugly twisted in my gut, jealousy, pure, unadulterated fury. My carefully constructed walls, my fears, my self-preservation instincts, they all crumbled. He had moved on. He was with someone else. All my agonizing, all my desperate running, had been for nothing. The idea of him with anyone else, especially after my raw, terrifying honesty, felt like a betrayal. I pushed my chair back, startling Lars. I walked, a furious storm inside me, directly towards their table. Min-jun looked up, his smile faltering as he saw my face. The other guy was saying something, but I barely registered it. I reached their table, my hand seizing Min-jun's wrist, pulling him up. Min-jun, I practically growled, my voice low and shaking. We need to talk now. His eyes widened, startled, then a flicker of something unreadable passed through them. He let me pull him away, past his bewildered friends, and out into the cool night air. The street was bustling, but for me, everything narrowed to just him. What was that, Aravind? He asked, his voice calm. Are you all right? No, I'm not all right, burst out, abandoning all pretense of politeness. You're just ... laughing with him. After what I said, did it mean nothing to you? His brows furrowed. What are you talking about? That's my cousin Haeonwoo. And what you said, ... I've been thinking about it a lot, cousin. Oh my God, my brain is officially broken. Cultural understanding, 0. Jealousy, 100. The sudden rush of shame was overwhelming, but it was quickly eclipsed by a different kind of surge. He'd been thinking about it. He hadn't just dismissed it. Aravind, he said, stepping closer, his voice soft now, barely a whisper over the city noise. You just ran. You didn't give me a chance to say anything. He reached out, his hand gently cupping my cheek. His thumb brushed my skin, sending shivers down my spine. I also like spending time with you. More than just for the project. His eyes searched mine, raw and vulnerable, and ... I really like you too, Aravind. Then, before I could even process the words, he leaned in. His lips, soft and hesitant at first, pressed against mine. It wasn't a demanding kiss, but a tentative question, a gentle exploration. My mind went blank, replaced by a roaring in my ears and the exquisite pressure of his mouth. He tasted faintly of soju and the smoky BBQ. My hands, almost without thought, found their way to his waist, pulling him closer. The initial shyness dissolved, and the kiss deepened, a silent answer to all the unspoken questions that had plagued me. His fingers tangled in my hair, pulling me tighter until there was no space left between us, just the dizzying warmth of his lips on mine. When he finally pulled away, breathless, he rested his forehead against mine. Let's go to my room, he murmured, his voice husky, and we did. The night was a blur of whispered words, shared smiles, and the dizzying sensation of finally being truly seen, truly touched. Every brush of skin, every gentle touch, every exploration was a revelation. It wasn't about grand gestures or dramatic K-drama tropes. It was about the profound intimacy of shared vulnerability, of two bodies finding comfort and passion in each other's embrace. When the sun finally began to filter through the curtains, painting the room in soft morning light, my body ached in the best possible way. I felt gloriously, utterly, deliciously bedridden for the entire next day. my muscles humming with the afterglow of a night that had been far more real and intense than any fantasy. The next few days were a mixture of exhilarating joy and nervous anticipation. We talked. Really talked. Min-jun confessed he'd been equally conflicted, unsure how to approach my sudden confession, worried about offending me, and grappling with his own burgeoning feelings that he hadn't fully acknowledged until my desperate run. We cleared the air about Hyun-woo, much to my embarrassment. We started dating quietly at first, learning each other's rhythms, the nuances of our separate worlds, blending into something beautiful. He even took me home to meet his parents. They were kind, welcoming, and utterly charming, treating me like another son. It was a terrifying step, but their warmth made it feel right. The only thing left, the ever-present shadow on our perfect bubble, was the future. Graduation was looming, the distance. Min-jun had plans here, a life, a family. And me, returning to Chennai, felt like stepping back into that suffocating silence. A world where our love was invisible, perhaps even condemned. I knew Min-jun's family was okay with us, but mine, ... I couldn't even begin to imagine how to tell them. The thought alone was a tight knot in my chest. Sometimes, nestled beside Min-jun on his couch, watching some ridiculously cheesy K-drama, sharing a bottle of soju, I'd trace the line of his jaw, feel the steady beat of his heart against mine, and a single, desperate thought would echo in my mind. Just kiss me while we watch this, drink our soju, and forget about tomorrow. Please, just let me enjoy this for now. Please, leave me alone with this joy. The unspoken rule of our relationship now wasn't about cultural etiquette, but about the future. A future that was terrifyingly uncertain, yet utterly intoxicating in the present.